Episode 10 of Agent Kim Reactivated brings together everything the series has been building towards. The conspiracies are finally exposed. The villains receive their punishment. Most importantly, Agent Kim is finally forced to decide what kind of life he truly wants. Throughout the entire season, he has been one of the most feared operatives in the Korean intelligence world. By the finale, however, he no longer wants to be remembered as a legendary spy. He simply wants to be remembered as Minji's father. The episode begins in the middle of absolute chaos. Agent Kim and Eung Ryeong are surrounded by enemy agents and desperately fighting for survival. Sang-ae arrives just in time to help them escape, but the situation becomes even more dangerous when the new Agent 66 suddenly appears. At first, it looks as though another deadly confrontation is unavoidable. Instead, Agent Kim makes an unexpected decision. Rather than continuing the fight, he convinces the new Agent 66 to let them leave. He promises there will be another opportunity for revenge in the future. This moment immediately shows how much Agent Kim has changed. Earlier in the series, he might have stayed and fought until the bitter end. Now, every decision is guided by one priority: protecting Minji. Nothing else matters more. Meanwhile, the wider situation continues becoming increasingly desperate. The laundromat owner updates Agent Kim about Mr. Ju. Eung Ryeong suffers a gunshot wound, forcing the group to seek immediate medical assistance. At the same time, Agent Kim contacts Han-soo, who apologizes for everything that has happened and asks him to rescue the children. Once again, the mission becomes deeply personal. Saving innocent lives matters far more than settling old scores. One of the episode's most intense sequences follows when Han-soo, Jin Cheol, and Agent Kim all become prisoners of Mr. Ju. The three lifelong friends are trapped together while the children remain in danger. Mr. Ju gives them an impossible choice: kill Agent Kim, or watch the children die. It is one of the cruelest psychological games in the entire series. For several painful moments, the three men appear to turn against one another. They begin fighting with genuine force. Agent Kim takes several heavy blows. Everything looks hopeless. Then the truth becomes clear. The fight was never really about defeating Agent Kim. While pretending to attack him, Han-soo and Jin Cheol have actually been weakening the protective net surrounding their prison. The violence is carefully calculated. The moment Mr. Ju approaches to finish the job himself, the two friends strike the damaged net together. It finally breaks. The trap is destroyed. All three men escape. This scene perfectly captures one of the drama's strongest recurring themes: trust. Even when circumstances force friends to appear as enemies, genuine loyalty ultimately prevails. With the children rescued and placed somewhere safe, Agent Kim can finally focus on ending the wider conspiracy. Elsewhere, political negotiations between South Korea and North Korea continue. Surprisingly, the talks themselves proceed successfully. Both governments agree to establish a free trade zone, suggesting that relations between the two nations may slowly improve. However, behind the diplomatic smiles lies another secret. North Korean officials quietly decide to continue spreading the false story that both Agent Kim and Eung Ryeong have already been executed. For them, admitting the truth would place their own lives at risk. The lie therefore continues because everyone benefits from maintaining it. Eung Ryeong's storyline also reaches an important turning point. After receiving medical treatment inside a secure hospital, intelligence officials begin questioning him. He possesses valuable information about North Korea's strategic missile program. The interrogation reveals significant military secrets, including details about missile locations and technological developments. Once intelligence officials obtain everything they need, Eung Ryeong becomes far less valuable. That is when Agent Kim quietly reappears. Disguised as a doctor, he infiltrates the hospital with remarkable ease. Without creating unnecessary attention, he eliminates the guards protecting Eung Ryeong and secretly removes him from the building inside an ambulance. Instead of killing him, Agent Kim delivers Eung Ryeong directly to the new Agent 66. This decision is surprisingly fitting. The new Agent 66 has unfinished business of his own. Before parting ways, he sincerely wishes both Agent Kim and Minji happiness in their new lives. He also promises that he intends to survive himself. It is an unexpectedly respectful farewell between two men who once stood on opposite sides. Meanwhile, intelligence officials quickly discover that Eung Ryeong has disappeared. Interestingly, they choose not to pursue him. Having already obtained the military intelligence they wanted, they no longer consider him worth the effort. Later, Eung Ryeong awakens alone on a beach in North Korea. The valuable information he carried has already been removed. His usefulness has finally come to an end. While those events unfold, Agent Kim begins dismantling the financial empire supporting Mr. Ju. Calling upon trusted allies, he sets in motion the complete collapse of Juhak Construction. Investigators launch search operations. Evidence of corruption quickly emerges. Money laundering and illegal financial transactions involving powerful political figures become public. The consequences arrive rapidly. Assemblyman Kang is taken in for questioning. The vice minister attempts to escape but is captured before he can disappear. Every layer of the conspiracy slowly begins collapsing. Hairi, who has fled to Cambodia, watches the news in horror. Everything she worked to protect is falling apart. She is eventually arrested, bringing her own storyline to an appropriate conclusion. Mr. Ju fares even worse. Already under investigation for kidnapping and murder, he leaves hospital expecting to face questioning. Instead, he walks directly into another consequence from his violent past. Golden Teeth suddenly appears among the waiting reporters and publicly stabs Mr. Ju before being arrested himself. The dramatic attack symbolizes the inevitable collapse of the criminal world Mr. Ju spent years building. Eventually, Agent Kim himself must confront his own future. Meeting with the SMD chief, he hears the one solution capable of ending everything. Agent 66 must officially die. It is the only way to remove him permanently from the dangerous world of espionage. Soon afterwards, news reports describe an unidentified man in his 40s killed near the resort. Minji sees the reports and naturally believes the worst. North Korean authorities officially confirm Agent Kim's death. On paper, the legendary operative no longer exists. For Minji, the loss is devastating. Believing her father has died, she mourns him with genuine heartbreak. Thankfully, viewers soon learn the truth. Agent Kim never actually died. The death was carefully staged to erase his identity forever. When father and daughter finally reunite, it becomes one of the most emotional moments in the entire drama. Agent Kim takes Minji to a park filled with beautiful cherry blossom trees. There they begin discussing a future they never thought possible. A future without running, without hiding, without looking over their shoulders. Both receive completely new identities. Minji becomes Kim Ji-min. The symbolic meaning is powerful. The old life filled with violence and espionage has finally ended. A new family can finally begin. The farewell scenes with the supporting characters are equally touching. Mole Cricket jokes that he never wants to see Agent Kim again. Minji quickly agrees, making everyone laugh. Despite the humor, there is genuine affection beneath the conversation. Mole Cricket also gives Minji a decorative hairpin as a farewell gift. The laundromat owner finally reveals his real name. Im Ho-won. He presents Agent Kim with a brand new suit, another symbol of beginning a completely different chapter. Interestingly, the series still never reveals Agent Kim's real name. Even after everything, he remains something of a mystery. Minji also receives closure in her personal life. She transfers schools following the scandal surrounding Hairi's bullying. Before leaving, she meets Nam-hoon one final time. He apologizes sincerely and asks whether they can stay in contact. Minji politely refuses. Instead, she hands him her school name tag before walking away. The scene quietly shows her accepting that some relationships belong in the past. Life slowly settles into a peaceful routine. Agent Kim, Han-soo, and Jin Cheol move furniture into the new home before enjoying a meal together. According to Minji's narration, very little has actually changed. Except for one important detail. Her father smiles much more often now. Perhaps the sweetest scene comes when the three old friends visit an optician together to choose new glasses. Watching these battle-hardened men laughing while trying different frames feels wonderfully ordinary. Even the name of the street where the shop is located carries symbolic meaning. Happiness Street. After everything they have endured, they have finally earned exactly that. The episode ends with one final surprise. Agent Kim begins searching for work like any ordinary middle-aged man. His search leads him to Mr. Lee Do-kyu. Rather than offering a conventional office job, Lee Do-kyu immediately begins testing Agent Kim's extraordinary abilities. The scene is brief but extremely significant. Although Agent Kim has retired from the identity known as Agent 66, his remarkable skills remain intact. The finale therefore closes one chapter while quietly opening another. Whether this meeting leads towards another mission or simply reminds viewers that Agent Kim will always possess the instincts of a legendary operative is left deliberately unanswered. Ultimately, Episode 10 delivers a satisfying conclusion because it never loses sight of what truly mattered. The espionage, the conspiracies, the political conflicts. All of them were important, but they were never the real story. At its heart, Agent Kim Reactivated has always been about one father fighting against impossible odds to protect his daughter. By allowing Agent 66 to officially disappear while giving Agent Kim and Minji the opportunity to begin a peaceful new life together, the finale completes that emotional journey perfectly. And with one final meeting that hints his remarkable talents may still be needed someday, the series leaves the door open just enough for another adventure without taking away the happy ending these characters fought so hard to earn.